and welcome everyone. Abby here from Pilates with Abs, and I'll be leading you through a 10-minute Pilates deep core and ab program today. I love this method because it's really so effective for helping you train and find your deep core, which is not as easy as it sounds. And the benefits of Pilates and finding that deep core mean your hips are going to feel better, your back is going to feel better, and you'll just feel more powerful and centered. Pilates also helps you find more mobility and movement of the spine. So I'll be working you mostly on your back today, but we'll be hitting a few other ranges of motion. I know that even in these quick 10 minutes, you're gonna feel even longer and stronger by the end. You don't need any props for this class, just you and your meat and your mat and me. And then we have my assistant Franklin here who will also be helping us. So let's get started laying down on your back. All right, so down here, we'll have our feet set up on the floor, knees bent, and hands just resting down by our sides. We're gonna begin with some breathing. As you inhale, I just want you to feel length in the spine, like you were being pulled in opposite directions, hips and crown of head. As you take your exhale, keep that length, just imprint your lower back into the mat. Can you feel your abs cinching together as you take that imprint? Back to your neutral position, meaning you'll find a little space under lower back, feeling that length of tail and crown of head. Exhale, scoop the low belly out, pull the lower back down into the mat. Just do that 3 more times at your own pace. Inhaling to that neutral length, exhaling to knit the navel in towards the lower back, and we'll take it for 2. That connection of your breath with your deep core is key, and we'll be building on that. So let's go ahead and hold the neutral position on your next one. You've got that little bit of space. Can you still feel a little bit of a narrowing in of the core, east and west? You're gonna pick right leg up to tabletop. That's a 90-degree bend of the knee, and then lower it down, and same thing on the left. 90-degree bend of the knee and of the hip. So we lift up with control, and we lower down with control. Super simple, but not easy. So while we take these next few, I want you to visualize, or maybe taking even the hands at the front body, and think about a corset, right where your hands are knitting together. And so you're lifting your legs up from this feeling of cinching in. Now we're keeping the lower back in neutral for right now, meaning that you have that little bit of space. But if you start to feel fatigue in your back at any point, you can always imprint that lower back down, hugging the low abs in. And especially as we're building deep core, this can be a really nice place to work and get started, because we don't want you to feel pain in that lower back. If you feel pain, if you feel fatigue rather, just take a little break and come back and just know that as you keep doing this deep core work, you will continue to feel stronger. Progressing on this, we're gonna bring both legs up to tabletop, march one leg down at a time. So can you feel the back ribs melting down? Can you feel the lower back melting down? The navel drawing in to support it. So again, you can be working in that neutral position or with that lower back really connecting down the whole time. Both are effective for different reasons. So again, see if you can find strength and control as your number 1 objective. Let's take 2 more on each side, just like this. 1 more time on each side, just like this. And when you're even, bring both legs up to tabletop. We're gonna zip those knees and ankles all the way together to touch. Imprint the lower back here as much as you can. Move both thighs 2 inches away from you, and then think about that scoop. Pull the knees back up where they started. Again, inhale, lower, exhale, lift. See if you can match my breath. Inhaling down, exhaling up. It really helps you feel, again, that stabilization and that deeper work. We use our exhale with our effort. Try to take out any tension in the neck and shoulders. Bring that effort down to the low abs instead. Last 2. Nice, everyone. Last 1. All right, good. Let's take our feet to the floor. Give your hips a little wiggle. Totally normal if you felt that a little bit in those hip flexors. Again, the deep core turning on more and more will start to take some relief out of those hips. We'll take the hands right at the nape of the neck next. Elbows up where you can see them. Interlace the hands like a little basket weave behind your head. Exhale, take a chest lift. So nod and curl, chin to chest. Inhale, lay the head back and down. And we'll repeat. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, back and down. So let this feel like the slowest and deepest crunch of your life. But what I mean by that is that the head stays heavy. We're not just yanking and pulling the head up. We're lifting the head from that feeling of corseting in. If you want to add a little more challenge to this, right leg up to tabletop, and then down, left leg up to tabletop, and down. If you want to add even more challenge, both legs come up in tabletop, and try just a few more like this. Here's where again, you start to feel slowest, deepest crunches of your life. So ribs in, navel in. If you're lifting both legs off of the floor, again, maybe you use that imprinting of the lower back down into the mat to bring just a little bit more stability and support to that lower back. Let's stay here for 3, and 2, and 1 more. We're gonna hold it up at the top. 2 legs could be up or 2 legs down. As you exhale, cinch that corset a little more, come up 1 more inch, down 1 inch. And again, exhale, up 1 inch, down 1 inch. Small little pulses. We're gonna stay with it for a last count of 8, 7, 6, good, 5, 4. It's deeper, not necessarily bigger, but we feel it for 3, 2, 1, rest. Take the feet all the way down to the floor. Take the arms out to the side, feel a little stretch, and then go ahead and take those arms overhead. Walk the feet just a little bit further away from you. You can keep your knees bent, feet to the floor. Fingertips stretch beyond the thighs. Oh, that's nice, Franklin, thank you. And we're gonna roll ourselves all the way up, then we're gonna roll ourselves all the way down. So goal here is spinal articulation using that deep core to facilitate your roll up. And what I just demonstrated may also happen to you. If it feels like you get stuck at a certain point, you can take the hands behind the thighs, help yourself with that final articulation coming up, help yourself with the way down. It's less about achieving this without using the hands and more about really using your breath and that scoop of the core throughout this whole roll up to achieve that goal of articulation and help you continue to access through your deep core muscles. Let's go 2 more times like this. Nice. Using that breath wherever the going gets tough. And we're gonna meet sitting on the next one. So next time that we're seated, let's go ahead and stay there. All of us will take hands behind the thighs, roll back into a C curve. So my pubic bone is tucked under. Try not to be kind of popped open at the chest and the lower back. Instead, collarbones are wide, but spine is round. You're gonna keep the feet on the floor. See if you can reach the arms forward. Take the hands together at a long prayer and start to take that prayer and twist from side to side. Nice. Keep that going. The hands staying in front of you help you stabilize through your pelvis. And now we're getting into your obliques. So those core-sitting muscles I was talking about, those are called your transverse abs. They wrap around your waistline east and west like a corset. These rotating muscles are your obliques. They're like a little cross-body sling that connects the opposite rib to the opposite hip. We're also using our 6-pack muscles, our most superficial layer of abdominals that connect the ribs to the hips by staying in this C curve. So this is a whole ab situation happening here. 1 more time each side. Okay, meet me back in the center. Arms can stay forward for more challenge. We'll take little pulses of that C curve, down 1 inch, up 1 inch. Hands can come behind the thighs for a little bit more support. Excuse me, Franklin. Legs can come up to tabletop, and we're gonna take little pulses up and down with those legs lifted, maybe even with those arms lifted as well. For 5, for 4, for 3, good, 2. On this next one, see if you can go really slow to lower yourself down. Legs might be up, might be down, but once you are down, pull those knees in towards the chest. You can give yourself a little bit of a rock from side to side. Nice. And then from here, we're going to hit those slowest, deepest crunches of your life just 1 more time. Legs come up to tabletop, hands behind the head. Meet me in your chest lift. This time, we're going to take it into single leg extensions. So if this is too much on the neck, staying up like this, you can leave the head down on the floor. With those legs poking long, remember, you want to keep that corset going strong. So if you feel discomfort in the lower back, take the legs a little higher, or legs could go a little lower for more challenge. We're going to finish, if the chest is lifted, adding in a little twist towards your bent knee. We're going to stay with it for 6, for 5, for 4. You're doing good. Keep going with your breath. Remember that deep exhale to help you anytime the going gets tough. Last 2. 1 more each way. Great, meet me in the center. Hold, 2 legs up or 2 legs down. One more time, we take those small little pulses. Up 1 inch, down 1 inch. You can even straighten your legs up or to a long diagonal to add some challenge. Try to keep those abs cinching together like a deep corset for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Excellent. Okay, take a breath in and out here. Then roll onto your side. Let's get a little bit of spinal movement going in this plank. So right elbow to the floor, left arm up towards the ceiling. Open up the chest. From here, we're gonna keep those corseting muscles strong. Roll onto your right hip. Again, you can kick those legs up towards the ceiling. Roll down onto that right side again. So this is like your North Star up here. Left fingertips stay reaching up. You can kick those legs up and down. You might even get like a bonus little massage going for your right glute. Great. Try to stay light on your right forearm. You're giving that right forearm 20% of your weight. The majority of your effort is happening in those abs. Okay, option to keep those legs straight the whole time. We're gonna try 3 more of these. Good. And 2. Awesome. Next time that those legs are lifted, can we just hold them up there? Stay for 4, for 3, for 2. We're gonna go right to the other side. You can do a fancy spin move for bonus points. And meet me here when you're ready. So right arm is now your North Star. Open up the chest. Roll onto your left hip. Those legs lift. And then right back down. Let's go for that can kick onto the left glute, extending the legs, and then 20% of your weight on that left forearm. So if you need to move that arm in or out a little bit so that you can make it a little bit like a light kickstand, feel free to play with that. Option to keep those legs long and straight the whole time. Good. My little buddy is now watching me from the other side. He's had enough Pilates, and we're almost there. We have just 1 more to go here. Hold it at the top for 5, 4, 3, 2. This time lower the legs down. 1 more move here. Spin onto your belly. Elbows are gonna come underneath your shoulders. Open up your chest. Now imagine you're doing like a cat-cow here on your stomach. So you're gonna look in towards your belly button like an angry cat. Abs are lifting away from the floor. Heart pulls forward and up. Let's do that again. So here again, we're getting a little bit of spinal mobility. You're also getting example of spinal extension and flexion within that mobility. And every time you look in, you're still working your abs. So we're gonna turn this into our plank. Look in towards your belly button on this next one, setting up for a forearm plank. Lift your hips away from the floor. So look down at your pelvis. Can you tuck the pubic bone under, zip the low belly in. Now lift your head up so it's in line with the spine. If you can, tuck your toes, lift your knees up, full forearm plank. Too spicy there, just leave your knees down on the mat. We're gonna hold and breathe here. Last little bit of work. Pelvis again stays hugging under, abs are strong. You breathe with me for 5, for 4, for 3, 2, knees down, hips down. Open the chest, take a stretch. Great, you can stay down here on forearms or push up onto hands. Get a lot of width going through the collarbones. Get a big stretch going through the abs. Nice, juicy inhale and exhale. Taking it all the way down, push back and give yourself a little counter stretch in a child's pose or any recovery that feels good for you. And then roll yourself all the way up. We'll call it a day there for today. Friends, really nice job. Got some pink cheeks going here from just a quick and dirty 10-minute abs series. I'm Abby again from Pilates with Abs. Thank you so much for joining me. I have more programs, more exercises, more classes just like this in my on-demand program, Pilates with Abs. I hope to see you there or again here for more challenge.